All right, here we go. Here goes here with gaming news. Continuing on the new show, gaming news, talking about gaming stuff. And first episode was about the Suicide Squad Kill Justice League, Sweet Baby WB Blame Game. That was it was. It's a very sad thing to see, but that's how it goes. And some people believe that stuff. It's really sad to see that, but that's how it is. This episode is going to be about Concorde. Okay, Concorde. Basically, was a game that most likely checked all the boxes on checked the DEI or for DEI, but it was bland, boring, all pretty much the same. Basically had knockoff characters, versions of characters from other better games and things. The Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. It basically, it failed in only a few weeks. It was shut down in only a few weeks by Sony. Okay, then, in my opinion, this shows that Sony, that big corporations like Sony are starting to be like, yeah, we cannot, have these, 8, 9, 10 year long development cycles. Spend billions of dollars on a game, on a development, and spend billions of dollars on that stuff. Then have the game come out and the customers not want it. You cannot be doing that. It's supposed to be like, oh, there's only a few million dollars left in our bank accounts. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. Yeah. So that's how that goes. They're hooking that up. In my opinion, trying to get things better, which is great to see. Hopefully, well, if only there were, examples of games, AAA games that have come out recently that, only there were, that show that you can make a AAA game and get lots of money from it. Only, yep. Well, there are, yeah. Hopefully, Sony and friends, Sony, Ubisoft, and all the others will realize that and do better. Make better games. Jim Sterling in his latest video said that ESG score, that DEI did not kill the game. No, it didn't, but it did help. It helped a lot. Okay. First of all, here I'll go down the list of what I believe killed this game. Killed Concorde. Number one, the biggest thing is trend chasing. Okay, that's trend chasing. Suicide Squad Justice League suffered the same fate. Trend chasing. Live service game. Okay. Live service game. Basically, trying to be as bright, colorful, and flashy as possible. But yeah, it's just disingenuous. It's not because they want to be colorful, flashy as possible. It's because they're like, oh, if we're bright, colorful, flashy as possible, we'll be just like those other games that the kids like, right? Yeah, no, yeah. Then comes DEI. Actually, DEI is a trend, a very bad trend, a trend that is very dangerous, and I'll just talk about that. Basically, the live service aspect. Live service games are hard to sustain. Okay, they basically take what they do, what they're supposed to do. Okay, is basically put out a bit of game. Right at the beginning, right there. Okay, put out a little bit of the game right there, and at first you're supposed to pay full price for it, or whatever, or something, something like that. And then it's like, oh, don't worry, more's coming later. More's coming later. And yeah, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. And it's like, yeah, if you do that, that's the issue with me with a live service game. If you were to make a offline single player game, or at least a single player game that is you can play, you don't have to depend on other servers for it. Then it'd be like, okay, I'm playing my game. Hey, I want to play with friends and go online multiplayer like Halo. Halo used to do, it was great. No online service. Okay, fine, just play my single player game. Enjoy that stuff. That's how it used to be, and that's how it needs to be again. There was no single player campaign with Concorde. All you did was run around and shoot at each other. A bunch of other games have that. The arena shooter aspect was definitely a huge problem too, because there was a bunch of arena shooters and that do things better than the Concorde does. And then it's just like you have all that going on, and next thing you know, it's just like, okay. It's basically the same old thing. Nothing much differentiates it in a good way. In a bad way, there was a bunch. And that's where DEI comes in. Okay. Here's the first thing. These character designs were very strange. Okay, I'm gonna go through, gonna get like pictures of all the characters you can play as, and I'm gonna just go down the line. Switch from one picture to another, and I'm gonna I'm gonna say what I would call them. Okay. Then in another video, I'll show off how basically talk about what designs, how they should have been better designed. We'll talk about that. But yeah, right now, I just wanted to say that these character designs were knockoff. People call them knockoff Guardians of the Galaxy and Overwatch characters because they were. And in some ways, knockoffs aren't bad. Okay. That's basically something that people do. It's like, let's make a character like Tracer, like, Star-Lord, like Drax, that's fine. But then it's like, yeah, you have, Star Lizard, Drax Hulk, two-toned cat girl, so it's a little weird. It's just how it goes. It's very strange. But then the DEI helps out with the art. Helps kill things with the art. Please show me one Concorde character with a female Concorde character with large breasts. I can wait. Put it in the comment section. Go ahead. I'll save you some time. There were none. There were none. Even the large black woman had small breasts, which makes no sense. Okay, before you, of course, people are going to say, "Oh, you're a horn dog, dude." Like, yeah. But besides that, in real life, large black women have large breasts. They just do. This is how they are. So yeah, when you have a game where you have say an Asian character, Asian female, okay, she will not have as large breasts. She may, depending on how big she is, how small she is. So Haymar is okay, but Fire Girl, she's fine. Then you have grandmas there or stuff. They're okay, but yeah, when you have a large black woman and in green armor, and her chest looks like a man's chest, her legs look like her body looks like a man's body when she has lipstick on. I was just like, oh. So yeah, there's a transgender one. That's what I was saying. And they're saying, oh no, the Baz, one of the best looking characters in the game, females in the game. She's based on a transgender character. I'm like, I'm a transgender person. I'm like what? Okay. Yeah, it's true. So just like, I hated that. The DEI messed around and made these knockoff characters even worse. Made them bland. The bland characters. That's the issue with DEI. It's bland. It's all the characters just look have the same look to them. In every single DEI game, it's just sad to see that. Oh, the men looks fine though. The men looks fine, look like normal, like cool dudes and everything. It was great. No, the women looks like they got deflated. It's not cool. It's not right. So yeah, it was. And then of course $40 price tag. If there was a single player campaign with henchmen and bosses, which is totally possible because there were henchmen in some of the little animated shorts for Concorde, and at least one boss, in another animated short for Concorde, if you had, those characters and more bosses in at a 8 to 10 hour single player campaign, I'd pay $40 for that. And they'd be like, oh, multiplayer, yeah, that's the thing. Have fun. But there was no single player campaign. It was just jumping and shooting at each other, running around and shooting at each other. In 6v6 things like that. The issue is there are a bunch of games that have better looking art, better looking characters, and can do things better that are for free. They're free to play. They get you microtransactions. And that's how that goes. That Marvel Rivals come out. And that one's looking way better. I was just like, it's just so sad. That's why Concorde failing, because it failed, because it just was not competitive to the market. They were knockoff characters, and then the DEI got in there and made it so it's like, oh yeah, these can't look like actual real females. They have to look like ugly females or men or males, or maybe a bit of both. There you go. and it's a live service game. There's 5 billion of those. So yeah, all that work together just helps. So see you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.